So it finishes Aston Villa 2, Forest 1. And literally, I could just say game of two halves and end the stream. Welcome to the player ratings and your match reaction. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well. And welcome to the player ratings and match reaction. And as always, let me know who is your man of the match in the live comments. And if you're watching later, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And let's jump into this. So look, as I said before the match, was I expecting Alexa, shut up. Honestly. No, you're not coming on stream. Anyway, as I was saying for the match, this is one that if we were going to lose a game, this was going to be the game we lost. Overall, I'm not too disappointed. I am extremely pissed with the first half and much encouraged by that second half performance. And no, I won't be having a meltdown on here or anything like that, because if we had continued on the way we did in the first half into the second, trust me, as much as I think this is a game we can throw, I would absolutely be kicking off still. But the changes worked. Jota coming on for me changed the game. Oh, technically didn't because we still lost, but you know what I mean. But some of those selections in the first half, you've got to put a lot of the blame on Nuno for me. If you're looking at it as why did Forest lose the game, Forest lost the game because Morato played and because Dominguez was playing at right wing back. So what can we say? What can we say? But Jota comes on in the second half and does well. For me, Morato is at fault for the first goal. This is not the first time, by the way, he doesn't know where his man is behind him. And why he's playing on the right side of the centre-back as a left centre-back or a left LCB, if you get what I'm saying, I don't get it. It worked when he did it against Brighton. It didn't work a couple of weeks ago when he went on the right-hand side. And it didn't work today for me at all. I think even with the team selection that Nuno put together, he could have laid out the jigsaw slightly differently. He could have gone Morato at left back, gone with the two M's in the middle, put Nico Williams on the right, then put Dominguez more central alongside Yates and Anderson, and then put Hudson-Odoi and MGW in behind Elanga. That would have looked more balanced to me. But look, having said that, he's still stuck with the back three in the second half, and that change did work. Now, he should have taken Morato off for me at halftime, but it is what it is. The goals, it was a 2-minute spell in the first half, and you gotta give Villa credit. I thought Garcia in the first half for them down the right-hand side was given way too much freedom, and he did well with it. But overall, the first half, we stunk it out and we were extremely stinky between 13 and 15 minutes, and that lost us the game. So, you know, what can you say to that? Now, we are in a position where you can throw the odd game, but we have allowed Villa back into this race now. If we'd got a draw, it would have been a 9-point gap. It's now, if we'd won, it would have been 12, and now it's down to 6. So it's on us. We have to now go and beat Everton and whoever we've got next. I can't even remember. Who's after Everton, chat? Someone away. I can't remember. Spurs, isn't it? Spurs, maybe. So I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed with the first half. I'm pleased-ish with the second half. Obviously, I never like losing, but I expect Villa to win that. They've got a good record at Villa Park. Villa are a good team. There's a reason they're in the Champions League quarterfinals and the semi-finals of the FA Cup as well. And as Red Imp says, as soon as Nuno lifted that trophy for Manager of the Month, he'd signed the death warrant for this game. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let's get into the player ratings. Make sure you've got your player ratings in. The links pinned in the chat. Quick reminder as well while we're switching across to make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well if you are new here. And let's see if I press this button, will it switch over to the player ratings? Yes, it does. And remember, for your chance to win hospitality, a pair of hospitality tickets for the final game of the season, as Forest make sure that Chelsea do not get Champions League, 39 pence. That's all it costs you. And all those other things you can see there, they're all prizes you can win as well. They're insta-win prizes. So if you hit ticket number, let's just say 200, it could be the Milenkovic Murillo double-signed framed shirt. Scan the QR code or click that link that's in the chat or in the description. Okay, let's start with Sells. I thought Sells was fine today. Could he have done better on the first goal? I don't like seeing a keeper nutmegged. But his save against Trashford in that second half was exemplary. The save he made as well, let's not forget he kept us in the game just before that when Murillo got under the flight of the ball. And then was it Rodgers? I think it was Rodgers did Milenkovic and then Sells saved him. I thought Sells was all right. He's probably about, I mean, he conceded 2, so I can't go too high. I'll probably give him about 7. But that loss is not on Sells for me at all. Those saves, those 2 saves, world class saves. Marcos, thank you for subscribing. So yeah, if Forest had won that or got a draw out of it, Sells is probably an 8.5 or 9. You know what I'm saying? But he kept us in the game with those beautiful saves. So no blame at all can go on Sells for me. Let's see what you guys did. You went 7.39, so in and around the same digit. William should have scored 3. Freaking Anderson should have scored about 9, but anyway. Okay, let's start with Dominguez at right wing back. Look, first thing you got to say is well done for stepping up and playing in that position. I don't know if he was told to play in that position or he just said, I'm a team player, I'll go wherever you need me. It doesn't look right. He doesn't look like a profile of a player who can play at right wing back, okay? And like, if you were going to do that, then you should really invert him into midfield when Forest are on the attack and then shuffle the defense across. I thought he had a stinky first half, if I'm being honest with you guys. Gave away the ball a lot, out of position. It's not his position. The reason Dominguez, for me, had a stinky match is because of Nuno. And I think that's quite fair to say. So to judge Dominguez on that performance is not fair on him, in my opinion. Okay? Now, am I rating Dominguez as a world-class midfielder? Absolutely not. But he is definitely not a right wing back. And I think Nuno should have figured that out a lot quicker. I really do. You could tell from within 10, 15 minutes it wasn't working. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. That's a real stretch. It should be lower. If he was a natural right wing back, he's on a 3. Okay? But that's what it is. Let's see what you guys did. All right, maybe you're thinking the same lines as me. You're not too far off me, a 4.7. My man Jay with the £5 says, we deserved at least a point. Let this be a lesson that 5 at the back hasn't worked for a while. And also Anderson needs shooting practice. And I would add Jay on there. Also, so does Morgan Gibbs-White. But thank you, my bro, for the £5. You're an absolute legend. Okay, so that was Dominguez. Let's go to Morato. Worst player on the pitch by some margin for me. Again, I would say it's not entirely his fault. Now, he doesn't see the man behind him. I think it was it Rodgers for the first one. He doesn't see him over his right shoulder. Poor, okay? But he is playing on the wrong side of the defense to where he should be. At worst, you should put him in the middle of the 3. At best, he should be left of the centre backs, right? And even better would have been just to put him as a left back, which he has played before, as we've told you guys many times this week, and then he just sleeps too much under the ball. It's Nuno's fault again for this. And by the way, you guys know how much I love Nuno, how much I've defended him. I'm talking in isolation in the selection of this team. This kind of felt to me Like, tactically, he's got it wrong probably 2 or 3 times this season. Today, and Fulham is the other one that comes to mind at the City ground. I'm not sure Morata's that good. We had that nice little freaking cult hero phase from him that every time he came onto the pitch, we were like, yay, no more goals being conceded, match over, just ref blow the whistle. I actually think he's got worse as the season has gone on, if I'm being honest with you. And Forest need another centre-back. We got the one out in Greece, haven't we? We got Tyler Binden as well at Reading. But I don't think Morata is good enough. I don't think he's good enough. So it wasn't just me. It was Rob as well. So I don't know. As a closer, he seems to have a better impact. As a starter, I haven't been impressed. He's a 3 for me. And again, that's Nuno's fault. That's Nuno's fault that it is that low. I think he would have probably played better at left back or left centre back. I'm giving him a 3. Let's see what you guys did. 4.2. For me, that's a little high, if I'm being honest with you. What isn't high is the amount of likes we've got in here, guys. Right? There's already over 400 of you and 171 likes. 71. Tactically with that like button, you guys are getting it just as wrong as Nuno did today. So let's get that quickly over 100. Please do hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new here. Okay, so that's Morata done. Let's move this party forward. Party, what am I talking about? Anyway, Milenkovic. I don't think Milenkovic was perfect, nor do I think he was bad today. I thought he sliced a couple of clearances out. One went for a corner. I thought he got cooked a bit by Rashford in a foot race, and then Sells sorted him out. But in general, the defensive play was okay. He won quite a lot of headers from what I can remember. I think he was better in the second half than he was in the first half for me. I just don't think it was a dominant performance from Milenkovic. I've seen him play better now. Am I holding Milenkovic to higher standards? Probably. I'm going to give him a 6.5 for today's performance. 6.5. Should never have got rid of Santos. I agree. Anyway, let's see what you guys did. 6.9 for Milenkovic. All right, it's about right. I said 6.5, didn't I? A few of you in the chat saying 7. Carol saying 7. Rich saying 7. Anyone going higher than a 7? Jeff going a 5 for Milenkovic. I don't think he was a 5. I think 6.5 is about right. Okay, Murillo. Now, everyone's going to big up his shot from distance that hit the crossbar. It didn't go in, so I don't really care. Right? I know there's going to be clips on it all over social media and what have you. I only want to see the clip when it actually goes in. Defensively, he was okay. He was playing a lot further out on the left-hand side, pushing up almost at times as a left back. I think he made one big mistake for me. And this is a Murillo weakness where he can't sometimes judge the flight of the ball in the air. He committed too early to the jump. And again, Sells had to save him. Because that's how I think it was Rodgers. He did Milenkovic and then Sells saved him. So overall, it wasn't too bad. Like, neither of the goals were on his side or his fault. I'm going to give him the same score as Milenkovic. I'm going to go like 6.5 with him as well. So I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10 because we still conceded 2 goals, bear in mind. You guys went 6.9 for Murillo. So nearly a 7. Guess it's not too far from me. Wish we could stop putting in these bad halves. With such Jekyll and Hyde teams, so exactly, man. I've never seen the old cliche size so more correct than a game of 2 halves as it was today. Keep your votes coming in. 90 of you have already voted. The link is pinned in the chat. Make sure you've hit. Are we over 100 likes? Surely we're over 100 likes. We are 120, so we're pushing on to 150 likes. Get those likes up, guys. It's completely free to do. Okay, let's move on to Nico Williams. His shooting was pretty bad today as well, if I'm being honest with you. It was pretty bad. He had, was it in the second half? Was this the first chance in the second half where he did a Nana who was on the floor and then he just had to finesse it into the far post? I thought his crossing was better from the left side when he was playing at the left side. I thought his crossing was poor when he came across to the right-hand side. I still think he's better on that left side, but whatever. I mean, we're strapped for fullbacks right now. And then I think he had a couple of other shots. Off the top of my head, I can't remember them, but I remember thinking he could have probably had himself a hat trick today. Like, there were so many shots today that went past that far post where a little bit more composure would have done them the world of good. So, yeah, I think Simon sums it up. Nico, a lot of good play leading up in the build-up, but poor finishing. But it was poor finishing across the board. But I think his crossing from the right-hand side, too many were going straight to Martinez in goal. I'm probably going to give him a 6 as well, to be honest. 6 out of 10. They got to have some shooting drills done with them this week in training. You guys went a 6.9 for him. He should have had a brace. I can't remember the other chance, but I remember being frustrated with another one of his shots. Maybe you guys can remember better than me. Okay, Ryan Yates. Not a great game for me. I think he's partially at fault for the second goal. Actually, Nico Williams is probably at fault as well for that second goal, where Mallon ran in between them. Yates, for me, got cooked on the outside again, but he was covering for Dominguez, who wasn't there, but he got turned inside out. He should have done better for me. Outside of that, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really notice Yates too much in that second half. He was playing a bit of a deeper lying kind of anchor in that midfield. I'd probably say like a 5 for me. This is still, and I can't emphasize this enough. Yates has had like 2 or 3 really good games in a row. You've had Dominguez have a little patch of good games. You've had Danilo. Okay, he hasn't had any patches since he's been back. But we haven't got a consistent player who can play alongside Anderson, who himself, by the way, has played bad in the last 2 games. Anthony with the $5 says, now we see why Anderson wants to be a 6. He knows he can't shoot. You know what? It's a fair point. He cannot shoot. But he did score a good goal. Well, it was against Southampton. Sorry, Mike. I'm not having a go at your team. Thank you for the $5 though, bro. We will talk about Anderson in just a second. I'm giving the Yates a 5 out of 10. When you said we needed 1 win, I thought, what the hell are you saying? If Chelsea wins tomorrow, they'll be 2 points behind us. So when I said we need 1 win, you got to obviously take into account that Leicester is a free win. So you don't count that in the wins column. You just put 3 points. So that would be 6 points, puts us on 63. And then we need like 2 draws. 65 gets us over the line. That's why I'm not having any kind of head loss on this today. You guys gave Yates a 6.01. 6.0. I think that's a little high, if I'm being honest. I don't think the midfield were great, especially in that first half. All right, let's talk about Anderson. For me, that's back-to-back poor games from Anderson. I don't think he had a great game against Manchester United. He should have been rested today. His shooting is... I don't know what to say on his shooting. Let me ask you this. Who's worse at shooting, Anderson or Gibbs White? He's a great dribbler of the ball. Todd Bowley, big up to you. Thanks for subscribing. He's a great dribbler of the ball. I feel like he can shoot, though. I don't know how to explain it. I think he can shoot. I just don't think he's got enough goals to make him feel confident enough to shoot. But, man, he's got to score one of those chances. Big up to Emma. What are you saying? Why are people blaming a certain player? They were all poor today in comparison to how they've been playing. I think it's more so the manager for me today, Emma, than the players. But I hear you. I hear you. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10, and I really like this player. I really like him. So I'm giving him 4 out of 10. Mainly his shooting was what let him down today. In a way, like Jota Silva nicked the ball off him for the goal Jota scored. And you kind of think, thank God he did, because Anderson probably would have missed it. He probably would have missed it. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I ain't going to go too harsh on him either. I think he's had a phenomenal season. But I think what Anthony said in that super chat may be worth considering, because he's had a whole season. How many goals has he got? Is it that one goal against Southampton so far? I thought he would have kicked on from it. In terms of goal scoring. He hasn't. I may be doing him a disservice. I don't know if he's. I think it's 1 off the top of my head. I'm giving him a 4. You guys are giving him a 5.2. Okay. Tyler had that lucky rebound. What? Surely a good-looking chap like Wolfie is married. Yes, I am, mate. Yes, I am. Okay, let's move on. Morgan Gibbs-White. Poor game for me. Poor game. Again, shooting woeful. And I would say I just didn't see him dominate that game today in that midfield. Even in that second half, he was effective but not dominant, is what I would say. I don't know. I can't get past the shooting with him. The shooting is so bad. That one he took with his left foot was horrific. It really was. What else did he do, chat? Did he do anything I should be marking him up for in the game? I'm just trying to play that game back in my head. Is there anything there that I've missed on him? The shooting just stood out. I thought his passing was better today. I'll give him that. But was there anything else? 6, he carries the team, which is his personality. 4, says Jeff. This summer we need to splash the pot for a new midfield and a striker. Brian, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I've been saying that for 2 years now. 2 years. Gibbs-White too good for Newcastle. With no Wood or Taiwo, he should have known he had to step up. Not clinical enough. I will say his work rates are always good. I mean, you have to credit him for that. I'm going to give him a 5, man. It was a bit of a meh performance for me, and the shooting just sticks out a little bit, if I'm being honest. I'll give him a 5. Let's see what you guys did. Little higher than I did with a 5.7. All right, cool. Fine. Let's move on. Callum Hudson-Odoi. I don't think he was as involved as I would have liked in the game. He had a couple of shots, didn't he, as well? I'm just thinking he flashed out far post as well. Someone's saying an 8. He's not an 8. I don't know. I don't know. I still think he's probably our most talented player. I haven't got much to say on Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm just going to go with an average 6 performance. I think. What are you guys saying? 6 from Carol, 6 from Jolly Ollie. Loads of 6s in there. Ben saying didn't really notice him. You know what, Ben? That's probably where I am with it. He rarely has bad games. I don't think he had a bad game. I don't think he was influential in this game. That's probably how I'd best describe it. Anyway, there's not much to say about him, so let's move on. You guys pretty much matched me. 6.1. He doesn't care. He cares, man. He cares a lot. Okay, and then Elanga. I mean, if he's not injured, I don't know why he got hooked. But then at the same time, Jota definitely did have an impact when he came on. Elanga didn't really do much in that first half. You know, the only standout moment for me on Elanga was when he did the Taiwo impression with that shin. He actually had a really nice run, actually, to be fair to him, where it was similar to what he did against United, but the finish wasn't as good, and he dragged that as well past the far post. So I don't think he was stinky enough to be hooked at halftime, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think it was a great performance. Again, there was a lot of mediocre performances in that first half. I'll give him like a 5.5, 6. I'll just go a 6 for him. I'll go a 6 for him. Jota played well. Hope Elanga is okay. I think Elanga's fine. I think it was a tactical decision. So let's see what you guys did for Elanga. 5.8. Has there been any comments to say he is injured post-match? I haven't obviously looked at anything yet. Okay, and then the substitutions. Jota was the first sub, if I remember rightly. And he definitely had an impact on that game. So the Jota for me was very, very good in that second half. In fact, that was a Jota performance that we were starting to see at the start of the season. You know what I'm saying? And he's kind of done nothing for the rest of the season. And then he stepped up today. He was lively, energetic. He took the goal well. He realized that the ball was going to Anderson, who couldn't shoot today, so he took it off him and he slotted it in. He just needs to sometimes watch his offsides. Like, he had a chance that was offside with that header against Martinez, who pulled out a really good save. Again, he's another one that I would put in that category of not consistent enough with his performances. And I don't think if he started, he would have had the impact he did as a sub. So I actually think this is one thing Nuno got right today. Bringing Jota on, I wouldn't have done it. I was not happy that he done it, but you got to respect the impact that he did and the performance he made. John, thank you so much for subscribing, bud. So I think he had a very good game. I'd give him about an 8 out of 10. I think he was by far and away the best player on the pitch. Let's see what you guys did. 7.6. Okay, not a million miles off what I said. Okay, and then who came on next, chat? Was it Sosa? I think it was Sosa. Sosa, I kind of want to see more of him. He came on as a left wing back, which again is not his position. I kind of felt when Sosa came on, when was it, about 75 minutes, we lost a bit of the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the drive, but the dominance. We had Villa under a lot of pressure. And again, I don't think Sosa was played in the right position. You guys are a great team, so close. Spare points for us peasants. Hope to see you in the UCL from a Villa fan. Shout out to Ant. Much love, bro. So both Midlands teams get in. So I don't know. I don't think he did anything wrong. I just don't think he had an impact. That's what I'm trying to say here. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. But again, don't think he was in the right position. Let's see what you guys said. 5.78, so about the same. And Bolly came on, didn't he, at the same time? And I thought Bolly looked a lot better than Morato. I actually thought Bolly was okay. He's a natural right footer playing on the right hand side. Where the bloody hell's Bolly? There he is. He was all right. I thought Bolly didn't concede the goal. Maybe he's the new Morato. I'll give Bolly a 7. I thought for what he did, for the lack of game time he's had, he came in, mature, experienced performance. I thought he was all right. Maybe I'm marking him against Morato, which probably makes him look good. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Probably a bit high, but I don't really care. You guys have gone with a 6.2 for him. Okay. Was that it? We made 3 subs. That was it, wasn't it? Wow. Shows you how thin the bench was. There was no other attacking options on that bench. Danilo would have been the most attacking one. Maybe he should have come on for Yates. Because then Danilo's a bit better in the final third than Yates for me. So maybe at least something to try and throw some numbers up. I don't know. But, okay. Let's talk about Nuno. Nuno got a lot wrong for me today. I wouldn't have set that team up, as I've said many times already. I would have gone with the 4-3-2-1, even with the players he selected. I think the only thing that Nuno got right, which I wouldn't have done and I would have been wrong and he was right, was bringing Jota Silva on. But I still stand firm that had we started in a 4-3-2-1 and Morata was at left back, we probably don't concede those two stupid goals. So I put pretty much 90% of the loss today on Nuno. I do. And I think it's fair to say that. By the way, this is a man who's got everything right. And by the way, the only reason he got everything wrong today was because he got Manager of the Month. That's it. Like, thankfully, he got it today and it wasn't given to him before the Everton match. Otherwise, we would have been in serious trouble. And I need to know about Elanga and like why that sub happened. I don't think Elanga was having such a stinker. I think Morata was stinky enough to be hooked at halftime. So was Dominguez. Elanga maybe would have been able to finish some of those chances that some of those other attackers had missed. If Anderson had come off and Elanga was still on, had Anderson's chances, I think Elanga scores 2 of those, at least. At least. So, what do I give Nuno? Honestly, a 3 out of 10 today. Harsh maybe, but in isolation to this game, a 3 out of 10 for me with Nuno. We knew this was going to be a tough game after the past week we've had. Villa will struggle against PSV, says Sai. 5, says Rossi. Am I being harsh with the 3, chat? Am I being harsh? I don't know. Let's see what you guys did. 5.1. Missing Wood so much. We forget how clinical he is until games like this, says Brindley. Wood was fit. I'll tell you guys again, Wood was fit, just not risked for this game. So maybe he should have been risked. Maybe he should have been risked. Okay. Man of the match, we don't even need to do it. It's Jota. Is anyone going to say anyone other than Jota? Has anyone got any other candidate than Jota? We knew we needed a striker in January. This is on the club, says Wake Up. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Sells as well. Jota, man of the match. Murillo. Sells. I don't think Murillo was man of the match, man. All right, let's do a very quick poll. I'm just going to put Sells and... I'll just put Sells and what's his face? Jota. Does anyone else really think there should be anyone else? You not saying Murillo was class. I thought he misjudged that header so badly. You know, are all glazing Murillo because he took that shot. It's just clicking to me. Okay, I'm going to put Murillo on. He didn't score. He may as well skied it. He didn't score. He didn't score. All right, I'll put him on. I've said to you guys plenty of times, Murillo, if he shoots, he damn well better score from there. Then he didn't score. So you guys can, whoa, what a shot all you want. He didn't score. Didn't score. All right, let's see what you vote. You're all going to give it to Murillo now, aren't you? Because I've called that out. All right, Jota has taken 24% of you have already voted for Murillo. Don't see what you look. All right, so let me get this straight, right? If I was on the pitch today for Forest and had an absolute stinker, but I took a shot from like 60 yards out and it hit the crossbar or the post, you'd would be giving me like a 10 out of 10 then. But he was unlucky. Keeper had no chance if it goes under the bar. Keeper would have got it if it was under the bar. Yeah, Anderson's shooting is dreadful. He didn't get one time. I don't think he did. His passing was amazing. He was still doing more work than our midfield. Yeah, that's what they're doing, Geezer, man. Well, actually, he's fallen into third place. Anyway, get your votes in. I'll give you a few more seconds to do that. Freaking hell. All right. Your man of the match. If I look at this and it's Murillo, I swear to God. All right, okay. Your man of the match with 54% of the vote has gone to Jota. And Murillo finished third. Murillo finished last in that race. So I don't know what half of you was sniffing, man. I knew it. I knew it as soon as he took that shot. And I guarantee when if I go into social media later, all I'm going to see is that Murillo shot and he's getting closer. I don't care how close he's getting until it goes in. It means nothing. It means nothing. Anyway, I'm going to send you over to Mo. He's got Ez on his channel now. If you want some kind of Ez thoughts on it, I'll send you there now. Please do make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well if you are new here. Murillo up for man of the match. I'm still trying to compute that. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my match reaction and for Grumpy Old Reds. And back to Grumpy Old Reds, I guess. All right. Say everyone go and just say Ez in the chat. Everyone just go Ez in the chat, right? So I'm going to send you over to Mo, hit him up with some Ez's, and I'll see. Oh, I'm on Never a Foul in like 20 minutes as well. Oh, they're going to be salivating for me, aren't they? So you got plenty to have a look at, to watch now. So we'll see you on Never a Foul. See you tomorrow in Grumpy Old Reds. Come on, you Ez's. Come on, you Reds.